Welcome to the third Director of Football episode, an episode I never thought was going to work, that now seems to be some people's favourite. Sheffield United have received $5 million for the Premier Division TV rights for the 2001-2002 season. The board announced the expectations, which is to battle bravely. So we are going to try and improve on that. We've had 2 relegation battles where we have battled bravely, and now we're going to try and move on. We've got a recommended Scandinavian player, is Andreas Ajaxson. May be having a closer look at him. Look, he's got minimum release fee. I'd like to get him for less than this. He's got terrible agility. That is overly important to me because I don't know if that counts. But we're going to have a look in here. £6.5 million. That is what we've got. So £6.5 million. We've got targets to be getting to. Though, want to have a look at this. This is the best players or the most valuable players in the game. A few little things we're going to look at. So it is the updated database. Here it is here. It is the sold out series. So it is 2001, as I stated, partway through 2001. Nicholas Anelka, most expensive player in the game on our list. Here he is here. So he's 22-year-old, 8 goals, 16 French appearances, 16 French caps. Don't know why I referred to it the way I did. Either footed, a 9.98, 8.10. Great stats. Look at this. Shooting 17, pace 20, off the ball 19, acceleration 20. What's his bravery? Bravery 12. Good balance, great strength. Let's have a look at his history. 31 goals in 51, 26 in 51, and then 9 in 6 in the very first year of the save, because we are going into the 4th year now. Right, now we're on to the interested targets now after that bit of roundup. We've got 2 key areas that we desperately need. So these are my main targets. Defensive midfielder, priority 1. Right back, that spot behind my face there, got it. That is priority 2. Other areas that I want to strengthen. I want an upgrade in midfield, just for the times we're missing one of the midfielders. Not touching the forward line. I'm leaving the Icelandic wall to try and lead us this season. Maybe want an upgrade here, but we're going to have a look at maybe pushing Zendin and his adaptability 12 into a training role so that he can fulfill that. And we have got the interesting dilemma of what to do with Neil Harris. Here is Neil Harris here, okay? He's not got amazing stats. He's also 23. He's worth 3.9 million, wants a new contract, but he hit 41 league goals in 45 games for Bristol Rovers last year. Granted, they were in the 3rd division, but he's someone that I'm looking to either sell and try and get some of that money for, or get him off into a higher loan. And I'm like, clicked on Partridge here because he's come across my eye line. Maybe we're also going to get him on that training regime. So let's do that as well. Let's get Partridge in that attacker midfield centre role. Tristan, let's face it, he's been a disappointment. Since he's come in, he's scored 4 league goals. I know he's not had a tremendous amount of opportunities, but he's not had them on merit. Joachim, another one, bit of a disappointment. He did get the 3 goals for us last year, but if you have a look at his overall stats, I feel like we should have got a lot more from him. Now, we don't have any fixtures arranged yet, so we're just going to click on. It has been like 2 in-game days since you were last with us. No sooner had I discussed the fixtures than here they are. We're going to start with games against Arsenal away, Birmingham home, and Man United away. So it's not an easy opening. Let's have a look when that is. And this is upsetting. Newcastle have been chosen to play in the INTER TOTO CUP. Let's see where they finished. So they were 9th. So we were quite a way off. It looks like it's been harder this year to get in that. So Lee Sanford, thank you very much for your contributions. Didn't play at all last year. He is now retired. He helped us get us to this point. We got another goalkeeper though. So Mel Anderton is recommended as Mario Rodez. He's a 24-year-old Croatian with great stats, but no cap. So he would not get a work permit, would he? Would he? Going in with a 160, I'm like, let's see what happens. The reason I'm going in, I completely forgot to touch on this. The reason I'm going in, and you might have spotted this, Brad Friedel wants to leave. So we paid 700,000 for him. We had a decent year from him. If we can get some money for him, we'll just happily replace him. I'm not in a rush to get rid of him, obviously. Now, this was going to be one of my targets, but I'm going to back off for the time being, I believe. Let's have a look what league West Ham are in. West Ham have come up. So, Everington, pace, acceleration, dribbling, flair, shooting, set pieces, stamina. He's got great stats, hasn't he, in certain areas. But look, his crossing isn't amazing. And his off the ball isn't amazing. And some of his other stuff, like, you know, his aggression, his adaptability, he's not someone that I'm going to make a move on. So I've called on him. Right, Steve Ball. Got him in France. Let's have a look. What have you found for me in France, Steve? This is what he's found. He's found Ian Anderson, who sprung up at Toulouse. Well, not sprung up. That's where he is, isn't he? Look. Did you find me? Let's have a look at this goalkeeper. Hamel. I need a defensive midfielder, Steve. Let's have a look at Benin Tal. Or Tal Benin. So he is a 26-year-old Israeli. I think I remember this guy now. I've seen his name. He's not necessarily the answer I'm looking for at the moment, especially with those wages. Have you found me anyone else? Let's have a look at Mo Kamara. Look at the pacing off the ball. At the minute, not that impressed, Steve. That's all I'm going to say. Lou Macari, out of contract at the minute, I believe, or he's coming to the end of his contract. No, he's rolling. So, but he's recommending Zdenko Muff, the brilliantly named 29-year-old Mexican. I'm like, is this guy a regen, or is this a real name of a real person? I'm like, is he? He's not even playing. Did he play in the last match? I can't believe I'm already back looking at, like, dream Mexicans. We're going to have to leave him for now. Where's Ramirez? I feel like, other than his low tackling, Nicholas Ramirez here would be perfect for our defensive midfielder slot. But he's not getting a game. So I feel like the chances of us landing him would be slim. Right, it's the first contract rejection. It is Mario Rodez. We're not going to be going back in for him. Now, one of our targets here. We've got two targets on the go here. Let's not bury the lead because you can see this. Matthew Letizia. Let's have a look at Letizia. Not fantastic, I get it, but he's got some areas that we need, and he could be a little option for us in that attacking midfield role. So I tried to go in for 190. I've gone back in, but we've gone in. Here's Nicky Butt here. Nicky Butt's at Chelsea. He's gone here on a free. He's played 27 games for them. £2.3 million release asking price. We've gone in for 1.1 million. He's my current number one priority. Imagine him in our defensive midfielder role. I've done a big build-up. I'm now worried that he's not going to want to sign for us. He does want to sign for us. He doesn't even want a release fee. Let's drop that down. He's taking a pay cut to come here. Let's give him 250. We've saved money on the transfer fee. Letizia, Newcastle are playing hardball with us. I'm going to go to that, and I'm going to say I'm going to try and unsettle him. If we can bring in 2 guys with England caps, look at this. I wished I had some type of effect for the screen. This is a wonderful start. I'm like, I need to have a look when we get in this screen, how many places we have left. We know we've got a few people to departers. Let's have a look. So we've got quite a few numbers. Nicky Butt feels like he should be a 16 or a 24 to me. Let's go 16. So that leaves us what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 8 spaces, plus we've got people to leave still. Fabrizio Ravanelli has gone to Fiorentina. We would have loved him, even with his pace 7. But, you know, no one wanted to sign for us this year. Right, Mel is back. Let's have a look at Alexander Barjeveski. He's not doing it for me. Right, let's have a look at Darren. Darren is in the UK. He's only found me. I was going to say he's only found me. This is a decent goalkeeper. Adam Rachel. Not familiar with Adam's real life work. Sporting Club de Portugal are after the man that we were having a look at, Raul Tomato? I don't know. So let's get rid of him for now. Bircham is back. Bircham, not someone that we're going to be using, is he? 23. Played a lot for Colchester last year. He's going on the transfer list. Might be able to get some money for him, clear up a spot. Colin Lee. How the formerly mighty rivals have fallen. Enjoy wherever Hitchin is, Colin. Right, Curtis, thank you very much. Let's have a look at Curtis's career. 38 games for Chesterfield on that loan. First year for us, played 27 and 12 subs appearances. He's not really featured for us since. He had a few games last year, worth 475,000. I was really hoping that he was going to kick on. They've also signed Sean Derry. Derry, possibly someone that we maybe would have had a use for as a fringe player, but again, not that sad about seeing him go. John Cullen, look at this. He did only I was going to say he didn't feature for us. He only featured for us one time, and I don't remember that. Do not remember that. He played in the cup. So he played a 6 in the cup. That was it. Good luck, John. Paul Devlin, you know, was really tailed off last year. He's still worth 1.6 million. He only paid 1 game last year, but before, look, real good solid striker, a real solid player, played all over in that promotion campaign. Did okay in that struggle we had to stay up the first year. Didn't feature last year, so good luck, Paul. He's going to be in the Premiership. And there's Pep Guardiola. So there we are. We are 45 days out from the very first game. I'm going to do a little tour or something in a minute. Tell you what, let's do this on camera because you never get to see this. Let's see where we can still only go to these places. Let's try Scotland. Can't remember where we went. I think we went Northern Ireland last year. So this is how I always set mine up. I find the first game and I just work in the 4 dates back from there. Sometimes I'll do 5 if I'm feeling serious, but I'm not feeling that serious. Let's see if Celtic want to play us. They're not available. That's normally the case. Let's try Dundee. Also not available. Let's keep going back. Let's just go Division 1. Let's go Ayr United. Ayr United. Let's try Partick. I feel like Partick usually have some decent youth players, so at least if we have a little look at them in person. I always like to go with a much weaker team nearer the season as well. I might not be the only one who does that. I like to get a little win coming into the year. We're doing okay, but we're going to have a look for a right back. We're going to have a look for interested right backs. We've got Samuel Okawonu, the Nigerian. I'm like, can you imagine? I don't want to pay that for him, though. He's on 30,000 a week. Can we loan him? Let's see if we can offer half of that money. Target number 1. Andrea Bergdolmo. Never said that guy's name out loud. Let's keep having a look. We've got Craig Moore. I'm like, are we going to bring Craig back? I'm like, if I'm bringing him back, I want him for the 450 you paid for it. You paid for him, though. We've got a Moroccan in here. He can play in centre as well, and he's at Bari. Wants first team football. Rashid Necrals. Not familiar with this guy. He's playing centre back for them. He's not got the best crossing, but then I don't really ask of that of my fullbacks. I'm thinking we're going to be in for Rashad. Look at his strength. His adaptability is not great, but then he can already play 2 positions. I'm going to also try this as a loan. Let's go with a loan to January. See what Bahrain say about that. Maybe we'll come back in there. Let's have a look at Dejan. Dejan Stevanovic, the right-sided defender who's left-footed only. It's not the era of inverted fullbacks. Let's have a look at Alex. Now, I'm always interested in the player here like Darren Williams, who's come in via Sunderland, just because of the amount of stuff he can do. Look, he can play defensive midfield. So if I need a defensive midfielder cover, so he's got tackling, strength, stamina, good for versatility. His work rate I would like to see higher for a fullback. Pace is good, marking's good, positioning is good, crossing is okay. I'm prepared to offer 925 for Darren, just to open proceedings. Someone that we didn't talk about last time, but someone who could or is of interest to me here is Danny Mills. We're going to go into Leeds, though. So Danny Mills has not been playing. They've been playing Martin Hinden. I'm kind of interested in Mills. I'm very interested in Mills. Wants first team football. He's another player. I'm like, can I get a cheeky loan in from there? They're in the division below us. I'm also, whilst I'm here, I'm going to find. Oh, what's wrong with Neil Lennon? So, we've had this offer for Darren Williams accepted. We went with 925 in the end. He's not a huge glamorous signing, but like I said, he can meet a couple of roles for us. So we're going to have a look what he wants for a squad player. He only wants 5,000. He's on 14,000 there. They grabbed him on a Bosman. I think we're going to do this, but not for this money, Darren. You're not getting that. You can have 55,000. If we compare Darren to our current right back, Mark Edwebby, he was 28, but you could see he's a decent enough upgrade in quite a few different positions, quite a few key areas. A couple of things to be looking at here. Barcelona have accepted this, Okawonu. Let's see where that goes. Barry have rejected for Rashad, so we're going to see what happens with the other areas before we maybe come back in for him. Porto have accepted the offer, though, for Pape Sarr. You might remember Pape Sarr. He's the St. Etienne guy, and if you have a look at him here, you know why I'm attracted to this guy, both as a player and probably as a man. Shooting, strength is not good. That's not an attractive quality, Pape. Stamina, though, passing, off the ball, this whole range here, other than that adaptability, I feel like if we get him in our centre midfield role, maybe on a free role, 20 goals. 20 shooting, 20 goals. Let's see what happens. Right. I'm going to have a little play around. I want him from as little money as possible. I like this. He'll take less money to be a star. I mean, you can't fault that, can you? I'm happy to go broke giving you money for all the goals you're going to get me. Pape is coming in. I can feel it. Right, another one of my little audacious raids. Neil Lennon, 30 years old. He was 29 last time I clicked on this, I'm sure. Work rate, technique, teamwork, tackling, strength, stamina. Wants first team football. I came in. I'm going to go back with this. I'm going to make this public. I'm after Bowyer, as you know. Wants to leave, wants first team football. But let's see what they do with these next. We're going to cool on Bowyer till we have a little look at these. So Darren Williams is coming in. So Darren Williams is signed. We're going to have a look at Gene Dicker. He's a teammate of Songs, but he's not for me. Now we're in here. We've currently got. I've clicked on the wrong person. We've currently got Bjornaby at left back. But if you have a look at this guy, Ernest Echia-Ben, currently off at Los Angeles, 26 years old. He's gone there via Anderlecht. He's gone to Anderlecht via Lens. This guy's got some good parts to him. Look, tackling strength, teamwork, pace, off the ball. Positioning's not amazing, but his crossing and his determination. He's got a release fee of 925. I don't know if we'd get him over the line, but I'm tempted. Look at his shooting. I'm tempted to put a little bid in for him, and we're going to see what happens with his work permit. And if they don't accept that, I'm just going to trigger the release. Ewan Rigobert, best of mates. Is Richard Rufus on our list? No, he's not. I don't care about Richard Rufus in this playthrough. Right, we've got Williams. Williams is coming in. Is Williams going to be 14? Right, this is disappointing to me. A bit disappointing to me. So let's have a look at our team. If it was start of the year, this is how we'd be lining up. And here is Bjornaby. Bjornaby's still pretty solid. We have to give him that. Williams is now in. I think that's an upgrade at right back for the time being. How has Hill progressed? I don't know if we need an upgrade on Hill yet. I don't think we're quite there. Let's have a look at training. I'm going to filter this by defenders, and we're going to have a look at attributes. So Hill, where is Hill? Hill is going. Hill is not going up currently. Is that right? If I've got this wrong, please correct me. I believe yellow is all is normal. Blue is progress. So I believe that Sergio Nunez and Mark Cam are progressing. I don't know now. Maybe yellow is progressing. If so, I'm the world's best coach. So that's not taking me any clearer, made it any clearer for me, so I'm going to continue. I'm going to keep with Hill. Hill Song, Nicky Butt, there he is. Holt has now stopped his abusive training regime. And he's just on the normal training regime. Now, we've got some work to think about with Speed, because Speed has started to regress, but he's going to stay there for now. Lampard is going to stay there. There is Lampard. Not quite improved as much as we would hoped. Then we've got this little battle for this little position here. We're going to go with Zenden for the time being, and then we're going to go Helgeson and Sigthorsson. Got a few people that I want to clear out from here. Got a few people in the reserves who are on the fringe. We've got the Davidson conundrum. But that would be our team. So if we were starting now, this would be our ideal preferred starting 11. At the minute then, we've upgraded 2 key positions. I feel like it's now this triangle. That is the key area. Right, it is another signing. It is Porto's Pape Sarr. He is coming in for 1.3 million pending work permit. So he's got 10 caps. He does start for these, or at least he did. Where are you, Pape? I'm worried now. He's not in there. What a great formation, though. I'm like, mental note, steal that. FA Cup, League Cup. So we're going to see what happens with him. Oh, there we go. No problems whatsoever. Don't understand how that's happened, but we have signed Pape Sarr for 1.3 million on a bot. Like, because he got second nationality French. I didn't even spot that. That's brilliant for me because now I don't even need to play him every game. We are giving him the number 5 that we held open all last year. Come be Sheffield United Sedan, please, Pape. Gary Speed is out. Uruguay. Let's have a look at Uruguay. What have you got for me, Uruguay? Can't say his name, so I'm glad he's not very good. Let's have a look at Fabian O'Neill. Fabian O'Neill's at Torino. He wants first team football. Where is Zaleta? Has he come for Juve? I feel like he was at Juve on one of them. Maybe that's later on. If they only got one forward, I don't know, they've got Otero here, look. He's not going to want to play for us, though, is he? Let's have a look at Valeria. Or Varela. Right, we've got bids in, but we're starting to develop a problem, which is we're down to 1.2 million. Okay, so they've started to strip away some of that. We could do with getting someone out. So let's have a look at Ward. What's Ward worth? We're not going to get much money for him. We've already got Flood on the list. We've got Smith on the list. Feel like he's going to be another one that leaves in a few years. Let's get this down though. Let's get 650 on Smith. Let's get Harris down to like 1.9. Let's see if anyone comes in for him at that. We could change it. Paul Hughes, perennial disappointment. He has come back on from his loan from York, and he's just not done it. So probably going to take a loss on him in the end. Like, desperate to get rid of any of these guys. Doan is probably going to come into the first team squad for the pre-seasons though. As might Bircham. No, Bircham's not. I'm not going to use Bircham. Bircham's gone. He's had his chance. One of my targets is Tomiassi. Here he is. He is another defensive midfielder. He's left-footed. He's got passing 12. He's got good stats all other places other than a few areas. His technique is not very good, but you know, he's Tomiassi. They want 1.4 for him. They come back in. I'm going to do it. I'm going to try and get this installments though. I feel like if we get him, Nicky Butt Williams, we've kind of cracked it. We did not get Morantes, the Colombian. Tried to get him in. Look, they only paid 35k for him. I tried to get him on loan. Just felt like he'd be a good option. We've got Espen Bardson, but we're not really, unless we lose Friedel, we're not currently in the market for a goalkeeper. We are going in for Tomiassi though. And he has no interest after all that. So we've still got that money. I'm going to see what happens with our other bids just to see if any of it's tied up in that. We have triggered the clause on. Let's have a look. He does not have any interest in coming to play for us. That's disappointing. Your friend plays for us. I'm still going to offer him the money though. Let's see what they say. So this is one of the issues. I felt like by now with Ipswich, we'd started to turn that reputation corner, and possibly due to much lower finishes, we've not done that yet as Sheffield United. So just give a check of this. Chelsea have signed Fabian Barthez from Monaco for 5.75 million. So, you know, he's good goalkeeper, good stats. We're going to come into Chelsea though. Look how many goalkeepers they've got. Look at this. This is like, you've even got Simon Royce. who'd probably, like, do a job for us. When did you say? You signed him on a Bosman. Like, who is this? Paul Gibson. Like, how many goalkeepers do you need, Chelsea? Like, I would love Lucarelli. He's never going to sign for us, though, is he? I'm like, let's have a look through their team. It's not Iceland, but it's, you know, it's Finland. It's got land in it. Right, Ernest will not be coming here. It feels like he's too earnest for us. It doesn't really work, but, you know, I've said it now. Right, we're getting to the quarterfinals of the Copa America. I've been keeping my eye on some of these games off camera. There's not really anything there, though, that we can afford now. I feel like we're at a stage where unless something comes up, or unless something triggers, in terms of so-and-so have bid this amount for a player on our list, or we manage to sell someone, that our business is probably concluded, at least for the time being. I'm always trying to use the loan market, and I can never quite get anyone in. But look, we're 17 days away from Cove Rangers. Brad Friedel has extended. That's just reminded me to just say, like, a farewell to Petro Coutura. He left pre-episode on a free. Southampton, First Division. Noel Williams, he had a pretty good year last year, all things considered, but I feel like it's important now to get him some time. So I'm going to allow this. So he's going to go out, especially as they're paying his wages. So that's freeing me up 4,000 a week for, like, whatever. He might need to come back at some stage. But, you know, we've always got that option that if one of the other guys gets injured, we can just bring him back. But for the time being, he's going to be starting at Southampton. So I don't hate that loan for him. Right, so this is what I was talking about. So Ipswich are in the First Division. They've made an offer of 500,000 for Lennon. I'm gonna leave that for now. Not only am I going to leave it, I'm going to remove him. I feel like if I was going in for anyone, I would probably want a different position. And we're on TV. They've seen Nicky Butt. They've seen Pape. I would have loved that. Let's just have a check of the free player list. Once a player's hit this list, it's very difficult without doing like a attribute search. I'm just going to try going on high passing. So look, you've got Wayne Evans, but then there's no one else here. Let's check Middleton. He looked pretty high. There's no one else here that's like a star or a standout name, is there? I mean, Salvatore Frezzi from Inter, he's not a bad name on there, is he? Let's get him in on trial. There's one then, at least. We've got Ian Durant, previous player of ours, previous playthrough. Let's have a look at Paul Bernard. Not going to improve us, is he? We've got Paul Gascoigne. Why does no one want Paul Gascoigne? Well, I want Paul Gascoigne. Think of the shirt sales. Right, so we've got Gaza there. Where are we up to? Passing 12. Let's have a look at Ailton. It's not the one I'm thinking of, is it? Oh, I don't know, actually. Werder Bremen. Is that the one I'm thinking of? We've got Marlon King here. Disrespect. They have disrespected Marlon there. Let's have a look at Eduardo. Where's he? He's just come via the Metro Star, so he's probably not going to improve us, is he? But right, now we're going to jump back to the first page, and we're going to whack this on to tackling. We're going to be on tackling. Let's have a look at shooting first. Yeah, we are going to go tackling. So we would have found Frezzi that way. So that's it in terms of... Which Clegg is this? It's Neil Clegg. That's not the Clegg, is it? Let's get this back to interested. Let's get it on. So, USA have lost in the final in the end. How has Friedel done in that game? He's played a 7, so he's not to blame. There is Giovan. with the goal. Or not the goal, the man of the match. Nielsen's got the goal. Gascoigne, I feel like 10. Oh, they've given him 20. Let's keep Gascoigne at 20. I'll probably sign Gascoigne regardless of whether he fits the team or not, because it just feels wonderful. Just feels like a nice thing that we could, a nice moment from us. Right, Man United have signed Francis Jeffers. Boudouin is injured. Where are Colchester? Colchester love our players. I feel like Robert Green is probably a bit good for that level. Am I being crazy? I'm going to do it just to see if anyone else comes in for him again. Can recall him if I want. Oh, he's like straight there. He must be sick of me. Right. Salvatore. Why do you think you're better than me? Oh, and he's off to Mariners. I felt like that would have been a good signing for us as a depth piece. Could talk to us about stories of Milan. Jason Roberts didn't have the best of times at Cambridge, but he's off now, potentially to Darlington. Oh, and Hartlepool. Where are Hartlepool? Hartlepool are also third division. Like, what a glamorous choice you've got ahead of you there, Jason. Either Darlington or Hartlepool. And he's chosen Darlington. Sorry, Hartlepool fans. Who do you think you are, Jason Roberts? And there we are, people. It's the first game. It's quite a quiet Director of Football episode. What are we like? Are we like 10 days out? Let's have a look at a range. Yeah. So here we are, 4th of August. We're that many days out from facing Arsenal. It's now been moved to Monday. So, 16 games away from facing Arsenal in the league. So I'm going to play these off cameras. Nicky Butt, Pape Sarr, Darren Williams, those are the signings. We're down to our last 575k apparently. That's changed since I last came in here, which is a bit frustrating. So obviously the game is prone to do that. So we need to start outloading someone, I feel, to be able to get... We need to offload a few people now before we go on to make any more signings. We're going to keep that 1.2 probably to the start of the year, but we're hoping for a much better start of the year than we had last time. After those first few games, look, we've got Reading, Chelsea, Everton, West Ham, Villa, Wednesday, and then Sunderland. So we need to be targeting decent haul of points in this first screen here to make sure we have a much better year than we did last year. So thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you for the start of the season on Monday. Monday Night Football, Masio-Ball Monday.